Hello, Michael Walsh and Roger Norgel here. Welcome to Norwal Farm. It's a beautiful spring day, and this video we've got a few different things. Number one, we're going to start shearing the sheep, attempt that, and we'll show you how that went. Ongoing lambing, we've got 3 or 4 new births to update you on, and then we're starting some socialization with the puppies. They're social to us, handling them and being in there with them, but they haven't been outside the pen. They haven't had a leash on them. So in this video we're starting that, and we start out basically to begin with just taking them individually one at a time out of the pen and just sitting with them, because they've all been together and they've never been without their litter mates. So that's the first step. And we put a slip lead around their neck, but we just sit there and hold them. The slip lead is just a safety thing in case they happen to get away. But we've done half of them, and so far they've done pretty well. Then we got to do the rest of them, but we'll do several sessions of that, and then we'll let them walk around a little bit out there once they get comfortable with it. And eventually, they'll realize they have the leash. The goal is not to have them trained to walk on a leash, but just to accept the lead and just take a few steps with us. So that they know what it is. So anyway, that's what's in this video, and thanks again for joining us. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our video, hit the like button, and ring the notification bell of any new videos, and please leave us a comment and share this video with a friend. Thanks again for joining us at Norwal Farm. We are going to attempt to shear both of these ewes today, or at least one of them. We'll see how it goes. I bought new blades and cutter for the machine because the first set we had didn't cut too well. So we'll see how this goes. Well, I have a whole new appreciation for sheep shearers. I managed to get these 2 done. It took me probably half an hour. Not only is it clipper skills, but it's also being able to handle the sheep. And I did the belly wool with them on their butt and then stood them up to do the rest because my back just can't take it. I can't handle them. I am pleased with the condition of these ewes. They've had nothing but really good alfalfa hay and pasture, no grain, and they're both in excellent condition. So very pleased with that. And I originally was going to try to save the wool, but we're not doing that, obviously. We weighed the wool from the 2 ewes and it was 21.73 pounds. It actually makes good compost, and it also makes good mulch for flower beds and things like that. So not sure what we'll probably put it on the compost pile, just add to it. But I didn't give them too many nicks. That was the first one over there, and I got a couple of nicks on her. But this one actually, this sheep here had finer wool than the other one, and the wool actually cut better, cut easier. So all in all, for our first time, I'm fairly pleased with how it turned out. So what we're going to do is, as these sheep, the IDFs, the wool sheep, as they lamb here, then when they come to this pen here after a few days, we will shear them before they go down to the shed. There's we've got 3 rams down there to shear, and then there's 4 ewes down there that need to be shorn. So we'll get those at a later date, but these are in here where it's dry, and so it makes sense to shear them before they go out. And it's late enough in the season, it's cooler days, but the next 4 or 5 days are supposed to be really nice and warm. Be a good time for them to go out with their lambs. And this is what a hair sheep looks like, pretty much shed out. She was shedding pretty much on her own, but I worked on it some last night with my hand. And you just kind of rub against where it's coming out. You don't really pull it, you just kind of rub on it, and it just comes out in tufts, just like that. If you grab it and pull it, then it hurts. But I got most of her, well, I got it off her neck and her back. So that's what they look like when they're all shed out. She's got some on her legs yet to do. Similar to what they look like when they're shorn. So that's the advantage of hair sheep, is that you don't have to shear them. Sunday afternoon, April 7th, and number 25 is in labor. She has her water bag is hanging out, so she's in pretty good labor. She's scanned for twins. That hasn't meant anything, but we'll see how she does and go from there. She had her first lamb. It is a ram lamb, a male, and she was bred to our Dorset Texel crossbred ram Cracker. He's one we imported from Canada. So I gave her slight assistance. The nose and the foot was there, but the elbow was just back a little bit. So I just gave a little assistance with straighten the leg, and he came right out. And you can see he's pretty yellow. So that's an indication that he was under a little distress. He's past the first stool, the meconium inside the uterus, and that mixes with the fluid, and that's what stains him yellow. So, but he's nice and alert, and like I said, she's scanned for twins. I don't know if she'll have them or not. I'm going to let her work here for a while. He's a decent sized lamb, but he's not huge, so it's possible she could have twins. We're hoping, but she's been a good mom so far. Oh, 20 minutes old, and he's on his feet already. He's up and nursing on his own. Mother Nature is amazing. Good afternoon from Norwal Farm. Michael Walsh here with Roger Norgel. Happy Eclipse Day. It is Monday, April the 8th. Came in this morning, and this ewe had a nice ram lamb. Got her in the pen and got him navel iodined, and also gave him an enema. He passed a large amount of meconium, which some lambs have trouble passing that. So if I don't see that they pass it, I just give them a warm water enema, just about not even an ounce, about 2/3 of an ounce, and they pass it right away. And because if they get constipated, don't pass that first stool, they can become constipated, and that leads to hypothermia. So, but he's been up and nursing well, and so that was a good sign today. We're going to move those 3 ewes and their lambs down to the shed today. 1 Dorper, and then the 2 IDFs that I sheared their wool off yesterday, and they're doing fine. We've got 3 others in here that are due today, and there's one that's past due by 1 day. So should be having some more lambs the next day or so. Anyway, thanks again for joining us today. It's a beautiful day today. It's in the 60s, and about an hour or so it's going to be the eclipse. So have a viewing box set up so that we can watch that. We're down to 15 ewes left to lamb, so there's plenty of room in there, and 3 or 4 are due to go in the next day or so. So I'm taking these gates down. We're gonna clean this section of the barn here out, get the manure pack out, because I'm gonna have to buy some more hay. We're down to 4.5 bales of the good stuff, so we'll have to order some more of that. So I want to get this cleaned out so I have a place to stack it when we get the new hay. So that's our plan for this afternoon. We watched the solar eclipse with a little view box that we made, and pretty interesting. We had about a half eclipse here. So we got all that cleaned out down to the stone, and I'm very pleased with the way that stone has worked. There's just a little moisture in the manure pack, not terrible. It is drained well, so that's why we use the stone in the barn. We didn't want to use concrete. So, and that pack is about 2 feet deep, so got that cleaned out today. Starting one-on-one socialization with the puppies. It's a very basics of leash training. They've never been away from the other puppies, so we're bringing them outside the shed. Got a leash on them just for a safety measure, but we just have them out here 5 or 10 minutes, just until they relax, and we can tell when they relax, and then they start to interact with us. So this is the first step, and then we'll do this multiple days and bring them out and set them on the ground, and then eventually they'll learn to walk on the leash. But this is just the very first step. They are, I think, 10.5 weeks old now, so but they're all doing pretty good. It's 9:30 at night on April the 8th. When we left around 6 this evening, I thought this ewe was in labor, so made a point to drive back out and check her, and it's a good thing I did. The head was out, front leg was all the way back, and the other was cocked at the elbow, so I was able to get the one leg extended and then go ahead and deliver it that way. It's a nice big ewe lamb, and I believe this is out of our Dorset Texel crossbred ram cracker. So it's a good thing I came back out, because she would not have had that, and it would have been a dead lamb. So she's cleaning it up now, and we'll get the navel dipped and get her some warm water and make sure it nurses and gets some colostrum. So we've got 3 or 4 more due within the next couple of days. So I'm going to kind of hang around and watch them and see if anybody else is acting like they're in labor or not. Anyway, nice ewe lamb. Good morning. Michael Walsh and Roger Norgel here. It is Tuesday, April 9th, and we have another lamb this morning. The Dorper had a nice big ram lamb. 13's lamb from last night is doing well. It was a ewe lamb, and then this is the Dorper lamb from yesterday as well. And then we've got an IDF over there with a lamb. And these two, we cleaned out that pen yesterday. I'm going to set it up again and put some straw in there, because we need it to put a small family group in, because it's going to be Saturday before we take them down, because we're supposed to have rain tomorrow and Friday. So we'll give them some time in the small family group pen, and then by that time probably all 4 of these will be ready to go down on Saturday. I've got to shear that ewe that's in that pen over there, and then shear this ewe before she goes down. We're about halfway through lambing. We have 13 left to go. There's 2, I think, that were due yesterday, and 1 is due today, and then we've got 1 or 2 due tomorrow. This one laying here, it's the one we call Freckles. Her udder is pretty tight, so I wouldn't be surprised what she might go today or tomorrow, but they're all doing well so far. And I've got to go down to the shed and top off those bottle babies down there, and give the does their green. They're going to deliver the fertilizer today too, the spreader, and then they're going to spread on the field tomorrow because it's supposed to have rain. They want to get that on before the rain. So anyway, got a lot to do today. This little Dorper lamb, number 20, he's just not, I think his mom's slow coming to milk. He's kind of gant-sided, so we're going to offer him a bottle and see if he wants it. He's taking it, so it tells me he's hungry. Took maybe an ounce of that, so we'll check him later in the day and see how he's doing. So, he did take a little bit. This Dorper just had a little ewe lamb. She's a little nervous. She's let it nurse, but she's actually butted a couple of times too. So we'll have to kind of watch her and make sure that she claims it. She's just not quite sure about this. It did nurse really well though, got a nice good belly full of colostrum, so she's been licking it and everything, but every once in a while she just kind of butts at it, so we'll just watch her and leave her alone, see how we go. All these are first time moms, so just gotta watch them. New development with this ewe. She lets it nurse, but yet she's been butting it and attacking it. So we're gonna put a stanchion together, put her in that for a few days. She acts like she wants it, but then she will butt it, and so I don't want her to injure it and totally refuse it. So we'll put her in a stanchion for a couple days, and that should take care of the problem. She can stand up and lay down, has food and water, but she can't see her lamb and she can't butt it. So she'll need to stay in this a couple of days, and then we'll try her out. And usually that does the trick. We did that on one of the does when she had her triplets. She rejected 2, and it worked on her. So it usually works on sheep as well. And like I say, she lets it nurse and she talks to it, but then she'll turn right around and ram it and butt it. So she's just unsure, and before it develops into a really bad problem, we're going to put her in this, and don't want the lamb to get injured. And lamb's got plenty of space over here. Like I said, she can stand up, lay down, she's comfortable, has food and water. The lamb can move around and can nurse. So we'll keep you posted on how that works. It's Wednesday morning, April 10th. I took the stanchion down. This ewe has not passed her placenta, and I'm thinking that's a lot of her issue. I gave her some medication today, and I want her to be able to lay down and try to pass that. So she's really concerned about getting out of the pen though. But the lamb is nursed, and I'm hoping she calms down and gets this done. I gave her some antibiotics and injection of oxytocin. That helps the uterus contract, but you can see the membranes hanging there. And they can get pretty toxic pretty fast with that. So you don't want to pull on it, because then you break it off and it won't come out. The weight of the placenta will gently put traction on it. Hopefully she'll expel it. So we'll see how she does today, and hopefully she's not too rough on the lamb. I'm not convinced. She's hopping around here, so we'll see. I tried letting her out and it didn't work. She's passing a little of the placenta, so we got some aloe vera and got this enema bag here, so I'm going to actually infuse that into her uterus, and that should help that pass and also reduce the inflammation. These ewes and lambs appear to be doing well. This number 20 lamb His mother was, that's her right there, the mother. She was slow to come to her milk. He's just a thinner built lamb. I offered him a bottle this morning. He didn't take anything. And actually, when you pick him up, he feels heavier than he looks. So I think she's doing all right. We'll see how he's doing by Saturday. She might be one I keep up here just to monitor him to see how he does. But the rest of them are doing well. Today or tomorrow, I'm planning on shearing these two. Like I say, I've got to leave about 2 o'clock to take that kid down to my niece, so I may not have time today, but hopefully I can get maybe one of them done today. We're down here at the run-in shed, and all these lambs and ewes are doing well. Here's one of the twins. Here's the other one. They come up for their bottle, and this is the mom. They're pretty well conditioned. These lambs are doing well. We're just going to continue to top them off, just make sure we've got plenty of that milk replacer, so we'll just use it up. But they're doing really well. They readily take the bottle. Doing about 10 ounces each feeding. We just feed them twice a day. They're a couple of nice ewe lambs. And these are sired by our Dorset Texel Cross ram lamb, or ram. Shows the importance of having mineral available. That lamb's about maybe even a week old. And they readily consume that mineral. So that's how they get their vitamin E, selenium, and all the other minerals. And so we just keep that full, free choice, keep it fresh. The ewes help themselves, and like I said, the lambs go up there. They start that very early on, just a few days of age. So that's really encouraging. There's the twins. They're half Dorper and half Dorset. And that one scratches ear. We call him Vester because he has a vest. The front half's wool and the back half is hair. So we named him Vester. But they're both doing really well. These lambs are off to a really good start down here. They do climb in on the hay feeder, but that's all right. They're really starting to eat the hay. You can see that dark-faced lamb there. She's one of the oldest. She's a month old. Little Jacob's lamb. The spotted lamb was actually in the creep area eating grain this morning. And there's the Dorset Dorper crossbred ewe lamb. And she's eating the hay good. And there's the twin to the dark-faced lamb, and she's a month old. So that's really encouraging. They're not just nibbling; they're taking mouthfuls and chewing it and swallowing it. So that's what we like to see. The ewes are, in general, milking well. They're being good moms. As I said, this is their first time having lambs, so everybody's doing pretty well. Very pleased. Puppies are all doing well. That's a 25-pound feeder. We've actually ordered 2 more 50-pound feeders. We filled this yesterday, and it was empty this morning. So they're growing pups. They're doing really well, and socialization's going well with them, and they're doing well with the sheep. So very pleased. Right, Charm? You good girl? Yeah, you good puppy. Good girl. Yeah. Good morning. It's Friday, April the 12th. Down here at the shed, checking on things, and we've got a ewe stuck on her back. This is the Texel ewe. She did this once before. She's kind of top heavy. Just roll her over. There she goes. The risk you run is that on their back, they get bloated and they can suffocate. So she was fine yesterday afternoon. I was gone yesterday afternoon. Roger checked them last night, but she probably fell asleep on this little slope and rolled over on her side. We had another lamb yesterday afternoon, one of the IDFs, a nice big ram lamb. It's out of our IDF, Ile-de-France ram. So nice ram lamb, male, and he's doing well today. We're down to 10 ewes left to lamb, so we're getting closer. There's 5 of them are due at the very end of the month. So the other 5 are just kind of here and there. There's actually a couple of them that are due today or were due yesterday, but everything down here seems to be doing pretty well. In the lambing barn, Freckles has calmed down considerably. She's relaxed, eating and drinking well, letting the lamb nurse. She'll spend one more day in the stanchion. We'll let her out tomorrow. I just tagged and banded this lamb today. This is the lamb that was born yesterday afternoon. We got to weigh him yet today. Nice big lamb, male lamb. So we'll get that done today and get him weighed. I'm going to guess he's probably 13 or 14 pounds. He's a pretty good sized lamb. These I'm going to shear them today. Try to get one of them done this morning. I got to go to the hay auction and then do the other one this afternoon, because these 4 are going to go down to the shed tomorrow, and we're supposed to have 3-4 days of really nice weather, then some rain and colder weather, but that'll allow them to adjust down there. Everything went well yesterday. I was gone to Indiana to deliver the kid, and Roger was here, and he discovered this lamb right after it was born, so he took care of things for us and did a great job. Got the cord iodine, gave him an enema, got her pinned up. This ewe was really wild, so I guess it was a good one for him to break in on, but anyway, she did really well. So did Roger. One of the puppies out. This is Olive with their new owners. We're socializing. This is only her 3rd time away from the litter and with the leash, and she's actually doing really well. We started over there at those rocks, and she's just walking around exploring, so taking treats from them. So really good. She's coming along nicely. This is number 15 here. She's in early labor. She had a mucus discharge, and now she's been vocalizing, and that's what they do in the early stages of labor, so she will deliver this afternoon. She's just a little nervous right now, but I'll keep an eye on her and tell you how she got. She was working at it for over half an hour. She had 2 feet showing, but that was about it. So I did examine her and had both elbows back, and actually the nose, instead of pointing down and coming down the vagina, was kind of pointing up and pushing towards the top, so she wasn't making any progress. And you can see how yellow stained it is. That's an indication that the lamb was under distress. This is out of our Ile-de-France ram, so it's a pure Ile-de-France ewe lamb, a little female, so that'll be nice. We'll probably keep the females out of the Ile-de-France ewes to increase our flock size. The Dorper ewes, we've got the ewe lambs sold, so we won't be keeping any of those. So anyway, that's 2 lambs today, 1 Ile-de-France and 1 Dorper, and both of them were females. These are lambs in the family group pen. They just started playing the last couple of days. They're feeling pretty good. They're going to be going down to the shed tomorrow. I got one of the ewes shorn today. We're getting hay delivery tomorrow, and then we'll shear this ewe here tomorrow, and then we'll move them down to the shed. So, if you can see the lamb across the way, the orange one, that's the new IDF, and she's up and nursing, so that's encouraging. We've got 2 more due within the next day or 2, and then we have about a week for the next one, and then 2.5 weeks we've got 5 due at the end of the month. There was Freckles and her baby all snuggled up, and Freckles is sound asleep, actually. She has learned to relax in that stanchion. I'm hopeful tomorrow when I let her out that she will not attack her baby. I don't think she will, because she's really calmed down. I really think what was going on with her was she hadn't passed that placenta, and that just had her all upset. So I'm hopeful. The lamb's doing really well, so she'll get out of the stanchion tomorrow. Saturday, April 13th, came in this morning, and this ewe had a ram lamb. Everything's doing fine. She's plaster placenta, so that's one less to go. I did take Freckles out of the stanchion, and she Does not like her lamb, so we're going to leave her in a couple more days. She'll let it nurse in the stanchion, doesn't seem to bother, but when she's out of the stanchion, she won't let it nurse. So I haven't given up yet, but it's not looking too good. 19 is due next day or so, and then number 81, wherever she's at, I think, right here, she's also due. And then the other 5 aren't due till the end of the month. So 81's nipples, you can kind of see there, they're getting kind of distended, so I think she'll probably go today or tomorrow. Going to end the video here. It's about 30 minutes long. Thanks for joining us this week as we had a lot going on, and we'll continue to update you on Freckles and the situation with the stanchion. So thanks again for joining us at Norwal Farm.